can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. So, OWASP 10 days challenge. For people who are interested in cybersecurity, this is your presentation. And OWASP stands for Open Web Application Security Project. And this is a room on Try Hack Me page. It is a website for you to practice and learn about the concepts of cybersecurity with hands-on practice. It's really fun, very interesting. And recently they have this room that each day they release one challenge that teach you one cybersecurity web application vulnerability concepts and let you practice on that. So this is the 10-day challenge. You get to learn about injection or authentication, cross-site scripting. Each day is one challenge. The room is open still, so you guys can go and try it out. I'll send you guys the link later in the chat, and I will show this list again later. And for today, I will introduce to you guys what I've learned with day one injection. So day one injection, when we talk about injection, what does that actually mean? It means that when the user, they type in something, and then that we can take that input to actually turn it into a command, and the website would actually take that. So the hacker, what they can do is they can, instead of putting just a normal string or sentence, right? They actually put a command, and then the server, they don't verify that, so they just take it in, and then those commands will keep the hackers access to the website or the servers. So there are two types of very common injection attacks. One is the SQL injection. This one is normally used to attack SQL databases, obviously. And the second type is the system injection. So with this one, the hacker can take over the system. So there's two types. One is the database, and the other one is the system. And with the Try Hack Me challenge, they focus on the system one. So, first, why is it so serious? It's just putting some code, right? What can be a problem? And for people who are not familiar with how this works, so basically, imagine when you log into a website and you see a box where you can put in your username and password. But say actually you don't put in the real username and password, but you put in a command to try to get some information from that website, and the website just accept that input that you put in, and they return you with the sensitive information. So that can be a problem. Of course, if you don't take care of your code and don't make it secure, then the hacker can gain access to your database or your system or server. And once they are in there, they have the power to modify or delete or add something, steal the sensitive information like credit card information, username, passwords, and they can do a lot of things with that. So with this Try Hack Me room, like I said, it's focused on the operating system command injection. And for this category, there are two types of injection. The one is blind command injection. It means that when you type some command, and then the server or the website, the system, they received it, and then they will not give you any response. So that one is the blind. But then there's another one is active command injection. It's when you put in the command, and then the system will return you with some kind of errors or message on the screen. And for the Try Hack Me one, we practiced on the active command injection. So This is an example that I borrowed from the Track Me room that represent an active command injection for people who know PHP. This is a PHP file. Anybody can guess why this code can be vulnerable? You guys can speak up. No? Okay.
Clue. Any clue, Kim?
Any clue?
I think they could enter any secure command and the server will take any command that user enters.
Yeah, close. So what Shan is saying is in the if statement, basically there's a command string, right? And whatever the user put into the command string, it will get passed into the command underscore string, and then that one will pass into the try block, into this pass-through function. And then it will, the main problem here, it's actually the pass-through function. Because what the pass-through function does is it will take in whatever information that is given to it, and then it will return with the results. So we don't know what it's going to return, but it's going to return something. So as an attacker, when I look at this code, I know, oh, okay, whatever I put in here, I'm going to receive some kind of message. So that kind of gives me an idea that I might be able to see something sensitive or something that is for me to have a room to attack. So this pass-through function.
The attacker could guess what the pass-through function is in the backdoor, right?
Yeah. If you have like some kind of basic PHP knowledge, you should be able to know what this pass-through function, like it will return you with something. Make sense? Okay. So, moving on. This is the practical part with TrackMe. They have a server, and then you can deploy that. And remember to use OpenVPN that provided with TrackMe, and you will get into their server, and then you can start playing around with their given vulnerable website. And just using very simple commands, and you can easily get the information that's listed in these questions, like, for example, seeing the text file, or you can tell where the user's information is stored in which directory, or you can see what kind of operating system they're running, Ubuntu, and you can even see which version the Ubuntu is running on. So there's a lot of information that the attacker can take advantage of. And in case you guys want to try this out, I have blocked all of my answers here. So you guys can try it. It's really fun. It's just basic commands, and already you can get a lot of information. So how do we prevent this? The suggestion is to control user input. What it means is basically you have to check all the inputs that's put in by the user, that's typed in by the user, to see if it's something that is not normal. So there are two ways. One is using an allow list. So say, for example, every time the user type in some information, you can check it with the list that you have and see, okay, if this is something that legit, okay, I'm going to accept it, and then I'll move on. If it's not, then I'm just going to forget about it or cross it off. And there's another one is stripping input. So when you type in a command, there are characters in the commands, right? So with stripping inputs, you want to check all of those characters to see if there's any suspicious characters. If yes, then I'll strip them off. Then it will kind of break the command of the attackers that put it in. And so that was day one. And here's the rest of the 10 days. So if you guys are interested in any of these, you can put it in the chat. And then next time I will present about it. So pick what you want. And that's it for me. Any question?
I have a question.
Yes.
How much time does each challenge cost in general?
It depends. Some are really tricky. Like for example, day 6 and day 7. Day 6 takes me 2 days, and still I don't figure it out yet. But then, for example, day 2 was very fast. It was like maybe half an hour, an hour. So it really depends, and also how familiar you are with each category as well.
Hey Kim,
Yes.
it's Clark.
Hmm.
I have a request, but it's not in the day 1 to 10 though.
Yes.
Because right now you're learning security, and that's something that I have a hard time with. So, are you interested in presenting like a simple web application security, like authentication, like
Hmm.
any level? Because that
Sure.
helps a lot
Yes.
of developers, right? Yeah.
Mm. Okay. So something about web authentication related, right?
Yeah.
Anything. Okay.
Authentication, you can talk about token-based, cookie-based
Mm.
authentication, right? Stuff
Mm.
like that.
Sounds
That
very
would be great.
interesting. Yeah. Got it.
Cool.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, Claire, for the suggestion.
Okay. Sure.
And I have another question.
Yes.
Are these challenges free?
Hmm? There's what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Are these challenges free?
Free.
I
Yeah.
mean, do we need to? Oh, okay.
Yeah. This
Because
room is free.
I went to this website and some virtual challenge need us to pay the membership or something like that.
Yeah, this room is free, and I can send you guys the link to the room as well. You don't have to pay anything. Any other questions? No? Then I'm done, Elena.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
And we're already at the end of our session. Perfect timing, by the way. And yeah, I saw in the chat box that some people, am I hanging? Oh, sorry, my laptop's doing weird things. I don't know. Okay, it works. So I saw in the chat box that